Louis Marco versus Marx Max Muscle. One, a legend. The other one is me. This is your winning video for You Pick Tuesday. But wow, I didn't think you guys would actually vote for this one. I'd like to see Ronnie Coleman versus Flex Wheeler, Dorian Yates versus Dexter Jackson, things of that nature. If you want to see the rest of those, get this video up to 500 likes. I know it's a little bit foolish, me versus Louis Marco, but I'll do all the other ones. Get it up to 500 likes. You guys can do that easy. But, like I said, you guys did want to see this one. Gonna be a little bit of a video package here. Hit or miss with all the poses. We don't have all of them, but obviously you can see we do have the front double, which we will begin with. And no wheels for Louis. Pause it here, freeze frame it. But I mean, it's a dominance that little old Marx Max Muscle, there's just no way that he can win here. I am expanding my rib cage, trying to flare my lats for what I have, and flexing those little they're little bean sacks, the little beanie bags. They're like hacky sacks, but square ones. That's all they are. Now, Louis Marco's got a good set of guns, for sure. And I wager to say, lower half or not, he is winning the front double. So, let's go through the shots. And you'll notice this version here of Louis, a little bit different. Open up for me if I can. Now freeze frame it. This may be my best chance of getting a victory over Louis Marco. Probably my best shot. I guess my side tricep. But Louis doesn't have a side tricep. So take that for what it is, too. He'd probably beat me in that area. But the camera angle's probably more favorable for me, which means my lats are going to look like they're more filled out. But make no mistake about it, Louis is hitting this much more proper. He's not putting his hands in. You can see where my hands are a little bit too close. I should be opening them up a little bit. But look at the detail. Look at the Dorian-esque. Is that what you could call that, Louis? Proper. Very proper. Now, the side chest is going to be a different footage again for Louis. Look at the size of the peaks on this man. Should have been a bodybuilder. What can I say? What am I doing over there? There, finally. Snap the shot there. Freeze frame it if I can. And yeah, Louis, it's more of a front chest rather than a side chest. I'm not a huge fan of the way he is striking the pose, but he's still dominant. I would like to see it a little bit more from the side. But this footage is from probably 1998. It's pretty old. I'll link you to a couple of his videos at the end. So go ahead and rediscover Louis Marco. For those of you who haven't watched his videos, hey, his videos are better than his physique, and he's got a pretty darn good physique, enough to defeat Marx Max Muscle. That is in the front and the side. Let's have a look at the backs. And I would wager to say it is a strong point for Louis. Didn't have a weak front, but I think his back is definitely a strong point. Look at the lat insertions. Slight Christmas tree on that pale back. Some hamstring separations, worth to mention, for Triple M. But nothing doing. Look at Louis' traps, everything. Strike the pose. Alright. Freeze frame it there. Boom. Louis' lat insertions. This is a good back, guys. Put some gear onto this. What if he was a little bit younger? He's a little older than me now, so he's like 47, I think, 46. How old are you, Louis? I'd like to have a comment from you on here. Yeah, I messaged him and asked him if he didn't mind if I use his footage. Didn't get back at me. Go check your Instagram, Louis. I messaged you. I'm Marx Max Muscle from YouTube. Traps, Louis beating me on the lats, arms, everything. We both have longer arms, I guess you could say, which is not the best thing for bodybuilding. Go to the next back shot, which would be obviously, guys, rear lat spread. Sure, we'll see that here anytime soon once we're done fooling around with our Christmas trees, parappa-lees, parappa. There we go. I think in both cases, with all due respect to parappa-lees, I think he's holding his delts a little too low. I'm holding mine way too high. We're both gonna hit it somewhere in the middle there. In the middle. But either which way, guys, Louis Marco, I'm sorry, Marx Max Muscle fans. He's just gonna be a little bit too much for me. He is defeating me. He's giving me a whipping, a licorice whip. Bum 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 bum. A whip it, whip it. Bum 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 bum. A licorice whip. Do we got any more poses? Oh, a most muscular. Boom! Look at that. I sized myself a little bit too big earlier. So Louis getting one back here. I sized him. And for the grand finale, we will have another most muscular, different version for Louis, different version for Triple M, Marx Max Muscle. So yeah, I made, like I said, I missized myself. It's a little bit different or more difficult when you're doing video footage. So you can walk a little bit closer to the camera. Or I can walk backwards and what have you. So yeah, I was ripping him off earlier. Now I'm ripping myself off to make it even and to put a little explanation point on this. Properlies. So is this proper? Is this not proper? I think it's proper. I think Louis Marco is to be saluted. Definitely to be saluted. And maybe this video is too. It's a bit of a joke. Couple of YouTubers here, but Louis got one heck of a physique for just a regular old YouTuber. Are his legs matching the upper body? That is the question. If I didn't show my little twigs, I would say they're bigger. I would say they're bigger, but obviously you can see they're not very substantial at all. Hit thumbs up, subscribe. Have a proper baby, please.